In this lesson, we're going to do more with algebraic expressions. We're going to work on translating from our language into the language of algebra, which has symbols and numbers. And I have copied in here a little chart that you might find helpful. Some key words that mean to add are sum, plus, added to, more than, increased by, total. Some words or phrases that mean to subtract are difference, minus, subtract from, less than, decreased by, and less. Multiplication has product, times, multiply, twice, of. Now, of only means to multiply when you're dealing with fractions. Sorry, that's kind of messy, but only when you're dealing with fractions. Division, quotient, divide, share equally, per, divided by, divided into. And an equal sign is indicated when you have the word equals, gives. Sometimes the verb is or was, yields, amounts to, is equal to. Now when we translate, we're going to read and write in the order that we see it, with only two exceptions. Subtract from and less than are what I will refer to as reversing phrases. We've already seen that with subtract from. So let's look at some translations, and when there is an unknown quantity, we will use variable x. The first ones are multiple choice. It says write the phrase as an algebraic expression and then simplify if possible. Let x represent the unknown. Let me get a little bit bigger screen. There we go. All right, it says 5 times a number. All right, 5 times a number means 5 times. Now, you might think about putting a multiplication dot. Mystery number will use letter X. Then it pauses. Increased by 2. Increased by means to add 2. Now, in algebra, when we have a number times a variable, we don't write the multiplication, so we'll have 5 times x plus 2. And here it is as our second choice. Number 2. We're going to write this as an algebraic expression and simplify if possible. It says 2/3 of a number increased by 3. Now, 2/3, okay, 2/3 of a number. Remember that I said of, whoops, I'm sorry, of means to multiply only when a fraction is involved. Well, a fraction is involved, 2/3. So 2/3 of a number means 2/3 times x, pause, scoot over, increased by 3. When you're putting in this fraction in my math lab, you will use the little tool to the left that looks like this. To jump from the top box to the bottom box or out of the fraction, you can use the tab key or you can use the directional arrow keys on your keypad. You can just use your mouse. Okay, moving on. Third one. Write the following as an algebraic expression and simplify if possible. It says the sum of. Now when I hear sum of, immediately this is what comes to mind. Then whatever I read first goes in the first blank. There will be the word and, which tells me to jump to the second blank. So here I go. The sum of 8 times a number, that's 8x, and, so I jump, 6. Added to, okay, I'm going to keep on going, added to 2 times a number, 2x. So this is the sum of 8 times a number and 6 added to 2x. Now it says that I should simplify. Well, I have like terms. I have 8x and 2x for 10x plus 6. So first I translate, then if I can use my rules for simplifying, I do. Let's look at a few more. Number 4. Write this phrase as an algebraic expression and simplify if possible. It says 8 times the sum of a number and 3. Now we see something a little different here. It says 8 times a sum. Now a sum, remember, is an addition. The sum of what? A number, that'll be x, and 3 and 3. Now I have something missing. This right now looks like 8 times just the number, but I'm supposed to have 8 times the whole sum. That tells me I need parentheses. The expression does not say parentheses, but it said 8 times a sum. And if that's the case, that sum has to go in parentheses. Now I'm going to simplify, and I'll simplify using the distributive property. That gives me 8x plus 8 times 3 is 24. There's my expression. I translated, then I simplified. Remember, if it's 8 times a number, it would be 8x. But if it's 8 times a sum, it will be 8 parentheses the sum, and you'll use distributive property. Let's just look at one more. It says the sum of 4, twice a number, and negative 8, and 3 times a number. Oh my goodness, there was a lot. It was the sum of lots of things. The sum of 4, then it said, comma, twice a number, comma, means another one, negative 8, and 3 times a number. It was the sum of 4 items. The sum of 4, twice a number, negative 8, and 3 times a number. I was supposed to find the sum of all of those. We usually think of a sum of just a couple of things, but this was the sum of 4 different terms. Now, simplify. I have like terms. I have a positive 2x and a positive 3x for 5x. I have positive 4 and negative 8. Okay, different signs. Subtract. Keep the sign of the larger, which is negative. This expression simplified is 5x minus 4, which is right there. I hope that helps a little bit with translating. Don't forget to write down or get a copy of this translating list.